welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and season fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And welcome to our final episode of 2023.
Woo!
I can't believe it. I truly feel like it was like 6 weeks ago that we were recording our final episode of last year in the guest bedroom of my parents' house. And we were freaking out about our Wanna stuff because that was still a secret. But we were like doing so much planning.
Yeah.
And that feels like yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about how it does not feel like a whole year ago that you, me, and our friend Jenna stayed up to watch the Kwangya New Year's Eve show. And I was just thinking about how like we're getting ready for like another one.
Right? We
just
better be.
I mean,
I
I
haven't
assume
seen anything, but
yeah,
it's a tradition
maybe
I
they
expect
could.
now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, maybe they could break the tradition already, but it just doesn't feel like it's already been a year. So it feels very odd to already be in this place where we are not only wrapping up the year, but wrapping up our wrap up of the year.
Yeah. Wild.
Oh, how time does fly.
It sure does.
How time she flies.
So this episode is our personal top 15 songs of the year. And as I stated a few episodes ago, this is an episode that gets listened to about 500% more than a regular episode of Ask Me About K-Pop, because I think people like year-end lists and just want to check in. So just to preface, if you are that person, like these are our very, very personal choices based on gut soul feelings and personal biases. Like these are not the most listened to songs, the most popular songs, the greatest cultural impact on the future of K-pop. These are the 15 songs that we liked best.
Yes, I think it's important to note that we have no like official criteria we have a system, a consistent system of how we choose our top 15. But as far as like, do we have metrics for like, oh, these songs like had the highest sales or set records or won the most music shows, or no, we don't give a shit about any of that. And these are not like peer reviewed or voted upon. They are our choices. Because it's our show.
Yes. And I saw a TikTok the other night that I feel like illustrated this very like perfectly for me. It was a TikTok in which a girl's cousin had spent a year trying all 38 flavors of Cheesecake Factory cheesecake.
Okay.
And then the cousin displayed her results in this TikTok. And this girl's top 5 cheesecakes were all fruit-based, and her number 1 Cheesecake Factory cheesecake was lemon cheesecake. And most of the comments were like, as soon as I saw that lemon, I knew I would not agree with any of the rest of this list. And it just like reminded me, like it cemented for me that like things like art and food are incredibly subjective, and people have their own personal tastes that might not align with yours. And that is something you should always take into account when reading reviews or listening to a top 15 podcast episode, is that everyone has their own tastes and these are ours.
Yes, absolutely. So
it's
first, before we dive into what we chose for this year, explain to the listeners, both new and returning, how our system works. Because although we don't have a criteria for which songs we choose, aside from what did we like, we do have a system for how we narrow it down, and you are the one who devised it. So
yes. So what we do is I make a spreadsheet of like, one year I did every single thing that came out. That was crazy. So now I just do like comebacks we were most likely to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And this is title tracks only. Like this is not a B-sides. This is like, you know, promoted singles list. And then we have 15 spots. And you give your number 1 pick 15 points and your number 15 pick 1 point, etc., all the way between. And then we add and average our points together to then create a new top 15. And we've had a couple of years. Our dear friend Yusong has joined us for this episode. So we have 3 opinions like in the mix, which makes things pretty wild sometimes.
Yes, it was always really fun to have Yusong join us, not only because we love him, but also because you and I have a lot of overlap in our tastes. And he often would bring like things that you and I had never even heard. And so like it was all there was always going to be a wrench, something unexpected whenever we brought a third opinion in.
And just a shout out, because I know that he's listening because he always listens. But we love you, Song. And he hasn't been on the show in like 2 years.
I know.
And that really upsets
Heartbreak
me.
emoji.
And I know it's because he doesn't really listen to K-pop as much these days. So he probably feels like he can't contribute. But I think we need to find a way that he can contribute, because this podcast like needs his presence on it.
Well, I mean, not to just like blow up his spot, but like he can contribute just by being his beautiful self.
I agree.
And like
I
he could
fully
literally
agree.
just sit here and like be with us and not know anything about anything that we're talking about, and it would still be a delight to have him. So
Agreed.
Yusong, our door's always open. You have a standing invitation.
It's true. It's true. All right. So I have made the calculations. They are currently hidden from Angelica. They are blacked out on our doc. So she will be surprised by these results. And as always, if there were weird ties, I keep them as ties, and we'll explain it later. But there's 15 songs, so there might not be 15 places because of the ties, but there will be 15 songs at the end of this.
Great.
And we will start with the 15th most voted for song in 2023, and this year it goes to The Boys. Watch it.
완벽한 frame. You better be careful what you have. trouble 못해 my bad 끌어당겼던 slowly switch up moving fast 걸렸어 in my trap 이미 늦었어.
I literally, right before when we sat down to record and I was plugging in all of my stuff, and you texted me and you were like, I'm ready. And I was like, okay, I just have to watch it finish before and then I'll be done, because I was playing the performance video while I was plugging everything in. God, I love this song. It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. And we discussed a few episodes ago, but like the boys had like 3
Yeah,
comebacks
they had a
this
lot.
year. But wow, did this one. And the other 2 were great, but man, this one just like blew them all out of the water.
Yeah, it really, really did. I mean, I think it's really, I loved Lip Gloss. Like we were just saying last week that I could have given it my music video of the year. But this particular song, I just think everything about it is so dynamic. Like the low growly vocal fry parts, the soft little hi, how are you? My name, whatever, is so cute.
Hey,
yeah.
hello.
That's what it is.
My name is what you wanted.
So good. Like they just play. I think that this song does a really good job of highlighting the different members. You know, they have a lot of the different members. It's not just one. Sometimes you have groups with a 20 different members and you only ever see 3 of them singing. And I think in this song in particular, I don't know about their typical line distribution, but this one felt like I was seeing a lot of different people get different lines, which was fun. And the choreo is really dynamic. The performances have been so fun. When that beat drops in, you just can't. It gets under your skin. It's so good. So many little crop tops.
Yeah.
No complaints. No
So
complaints
great.
about Watch It.
Absolutely no complaints. Like a late entry to the year, but it made an impact.
Yeah, it
for
did.
Sure. I even saw a TikTok where somebody's corporate office had made some kind of end of the year playlist where everybody in the office got to submit one song, and this Office Watch It was on there twice.
Nice.
And the TikTok was like, oops, I'm making a bad like influence on everyone in the office, and was showing all the K-pop songs on the list. But I noticed that Watch It was on there 2 times.
That's amazing. That's so good. I hope that the two people found each other.
All right. Next up in 14th place, we have an even tie for 14th.
Oh, wait, shit. Okay, hold on. Oh God, that was me.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you. Okay, I forget that you're also on this document, so I'll just wait until you undo shit.
Okay. All right. So 14th place is a tie. So the first 14th place goes to Monsta X with Beautiful Liar.
시작한 그 눈빛 내가 거느듯이 묘한 댓글이지 거부할 수 없는 beautiful lie 빛처럼 붉게 핀 너의 그 혀끝
Wow, Minhyuk was so skinny.
I know, he's so buff now. Goddamn military. Taking our pretty little prince. Should we talk about that one before we talk about what it's up against? Okay,
Yes.
great. So I definitely had this one on my list. Did you have it on yours, or is this a me?
This got bumped from my list.
Okay.
Because just to say, like, again, this is all gut feeling. What I did this year is like, I knew what my number 1 was, so I just placed it there. And then I had like 17 other songs in consideration, and I would listen to one and then like put it in second place and then listen to the next song and then like tournament style be like, do I like it more or less?
Yeah.
And then I just plugged everything in that way. So
Fair
this
enough.
one ended up getting surpassed
Dropping
by
off.
other stuff. But I like forgot how much I loved this song until I listened to it, because it came out in like the first week of January.
Yeah.
And then we didn't get any more Monsta X this year except for Shonu Hyungwon, and they all went to the military, and like Minhyuk's really buff now, and I just like have to not
No,
think.
it's
I just
really
can't
weird.
think about it. I have to put it out of my mind.
That's
But-
totally fair.
But this song is
Um,
great.
Yeah, this song is so great. Like, I think that it just goes so hard. Like, the guitar is so, like, just in your face. And the, like, vocals are so dynamic. Like, sometimes Ki Hyun is, like, really, like, growling and, like, gritting through it. And then sometimes Minhyuk is just, like, floating in it. But then, like, the raps are like so satisfying, like the part in Honey's where it's like da 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 hoo. I love it.
Yes.
It's just like so good. It's like trap and it's so good. It's just like yes. They're having so much fun with it. Like, it's one of those songs that like I wish I had a better grasp of Korean on, because I would love to like learn the words and be able to like sing it like every
Oh my God,
member
to be
the
able to
way that I
do
yes
A honey rap like along with any Monsta X song would be so satisfying.
It would be so
I know
so
it would.
satisfying. Because like when I listen to Twice, like I would and like The Feels, for example, I will sing that in an impression of each member, and so
Yes.
like I just know that if I knew the words to this song, I would do that for Monsta X too, because they are so distinct, their voices, and it would just be so fun. It would be so fun. Like, it's songs like these that literally make me want to learn Korean just so I can sing along. So I had to put this one on here.
Great. I'm really, really glad that it made it on. Truly. So the other song in 14th place is A Pink with DND.
Just TNT 나 뜨거워질 수 없어 계속 걸어 네 방식대로 find your way Just TNT 나
So if you don't know, if you're a first time listener, A Pink is my second place ult of ults of K-pop groups. I love A Pink so much. And I just really love that they're still around. It's been 13 years. I want to say 13 years.
Wow.
And that is they are one of, if not the longest lived girl group at this point. which is such an incredible honor. And I feel so blessed that they keep putting out music for me. And I loved this song. It was really fun. And it has such like hopeful, lovely lyrics about like, you know, just like getting through the hard days and living like you're 22 and just like feeling alive because we're all actually, they're all in their 30s. We're all in our 30s now, okay?
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have a hopeful keep going song. And I thought that the choreo was like really, really fun. And like the vocal performances are incredible as always. The music video like had them like breaking out of their boring adult lives to like dance with each other in cute little outfits. And I just love A-Pink. So I had to make sure that this release made it onto the top list because I didn't give it any awards or B-sides or anything. And it wouldn't be an Ask Me About K-Pop year if I didn't get to shout out my favorite girls in the world.
I'm just glad that they're still making stuff that you have to shout out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that they are still already, like, or not already, but like still putting things out and like still like staying so true to their style and like making such good fun music. Like their last few releases, I feel like they've still been consistent where like almost every year we've been able to find some place to chat about A-Pink somewhere, which is great. What a delight.
That's why they're my favorite because they don't let me down. They even put out a Christmas song this year. Like,
I know. I
come
saw it the
on.
other day. I saw that. That's so cute. Love a Christmas song.
All right, next up in 13th. Oh no, we're going to do 12th place.
Right.
Because 14 was a double. So in 12th place, we have BBG with Maniac.
이것도 제주야 perfect. This love is maniac, maniac, maniac. But I can't killing it, killing it, killing it. 사랑 말고
So we've been talking about this. This is now the like 4th episode in the row where we talked about the BBG album.
Listen, it's really good, you guys.
Yes, another latecomer that is just amazing.
Yeah, just so good. Like, truly no notes on this entire comeback. The EP, the title track, the music video, the stages, the styling, the B-sides. I've loved it all.
It's just so great. I'm truly so happy for BBG and that they've managed that this is like their 3rd release as 3 people. And I'm just really glad that they did it because when they were first on Queendom 2, which was when they were like brand new formed and they all still seem to have a lot of like trauma, for a lack of better word, about being disbanded and that they like weren't ready to stop being G-Friend and like, you know, trying to make it work as just 3 people without all their other members that they'd come up with and like, you know, not knowing if this brand new company was going to be able to support them or what was going to happen. And like, they're here and they're doing it. And like, that just makes me really happy.
Me too. Me too.
Okay. Next up on the list, in 11th place, we have Promise 9 with hashtag me now.
거야, go. 느껴봐, me now. 숨긴 맘씨, 이대로 like it. 새로운 me now.
If you listened to last week's episode, I ended up giving Promise 9 my Album of the Year award because I loved this album so much. And this title track was obviously no exception. I am a sucker for a disco song. Like, you gotta like really fuck it up if you make a disco song and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So points like right there. But I just like love that really breezy chorus of the like, me now. Like, that's just like lovely. And I loved this music video that it had them like in their nighttime clothes, like their sparkly nighttime clothes, but then it also has like pajama party, like girls dancing with pizza.
Yeah.
Like those vibes that like maybe you think of when you think of Promise 9 more. And it was just like, the music video was just like a sparkly disco ball of a music video. And like everybody looked so beautiful And yeah, I just love this song. It just like feels so like free and happy and breezy, but like it's a booty shaker as well because it's like got all the disco going for it. And yeah, I love this one.
Yeah, you loved this album. Nice choice.
It's just a fact. Okay, 10th place, we have another tie.
Great.
So first up in 10th place is ONU with Circle.
내 모습 영원히 태양 바람 구름 비와 바다로 봄과 여름 가을 겨울 사이로 만남을
You said the album was a masterpiece, and it's true. But I think that this song and this like music video are also masterpieces. You talked a lot about the like oral, like the way that the music like literally goes around you in
Yeah.
a circle, and that like that's really cool. But something about the like juxtaposition of this like song that is literally like whooshing around you in a circle, and there's like a gospel choir like
Yeah.
singing in the background, and the lyrics are about like cyclical things like sun and the moon and the winter and the summer, and like life is a circle. And yet the music video has some like actually very creepy and kind of upsetting imagery in it.
Yeah, it does.
That like feels lighthearted but sinister in a way. Like
Yes.
I know the first time I watched this music video, I remember like I was watching it in like total silence, and then it ended, and then I just had to like sit there for a second because I felt like I had just watched an A24 movie. And I
yeah.
needed to think about some things.
Yes, I agree. I was honestly going to say like the music video is sort of strange because it does have like I mean, it definitely tells a story. I don't know if I have like seen the music video enough times to confidently
Know what that
interpret
story
that
is,
story. Yeah. But some like ONU definitely plays like a performer of some kind in it. Like he is like on, whether he's playing different characters or the same person throughout it, I don't know, but he's like on a set or stage
Of
at
a
different
like kind of
points in it.
70s public access children's show
Yes.
sort of vibe.
Yeah, and that like it does feel very like public access, like even the part where he's in the gray suit with the light contacts and like singing in the spotlight feels like public access TV.
And
But
there's
there's
a creepy
also
cat puppet.
Yeah, no, well, yes, the creepy cat puppet, and also I was just gonna say like there is other like just sort of disturbing imagery, like flashes of certain things, or just like a shot of an apple on the ground, or like a windowsill or whatever, and it just kind of there's something a little bit unsettling about the entire thing, and I think that there's also something incredibly sad about the song as well, even though it is ultimately about cyclical things and not necessarily the end of something, but how everything really continues in this sort of endless cycle.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
that's sad too.
Yeah, like exactly. Like and even though there is this like choir that is like incredibly like I almost hesitate to say that it's uplifting because although it really fills out the sound and like I think like amplifies the emotion in it, I wouldn't necessarily say that they sound like celebratory. Like they don't
Yeah.
sound like they're singing a hallelujah. It almost sounds a little bit like a wailing lament. So I don't know, but the song is not like a depressing ballad by any means either. It's kind of both. It's
It
like
like makes
both-
you feel everything.
yeah,
all
it
at
makes you
once.
feel a lot of things. And I think when I listen to this song and when I listen to the album as a whole as well, I like definitely have to be in a certain like place that to like put this on. But I also, this is a song that I feel like I can't just put it in the background. Like
Right.
even if I am, putting this album on to like do chores or something, the first song has to be listened to. Like you have to just sit down and put both of your headphones in and listen all the way through.
Yeah. Great. Circle.
Circle.
So in a absolute complete 180 vibe from Circle, the other 10th place song is Cheese by Gravity.
해가 뜰 때까지 ride with me 바다 surfing on the fly with me 아침 해가 오면 그때 yeah,
So I started to worry that I was like committing a technicality to this list, but it's not, because this song was released as a single like by itself.
Oh, okay.
Before they put out an album. So like it's not a B-side. It like got its own release.
Oh,
so
I
it
see.
counts.
I see.
But I just like loved this song from the first time I heard it. They shot the music video in like Pasadena and Eagle Rock, which are neighborhoods in LA that I'm very familiar with. So I just like, I love seeing LA in music videos. I said on Patreon that like it used to make me go like, hey, I just drove by there. And now it makes me go, I don't live there anymore. But this song is just like so... It's just such a like good, it's just a good song. Like it makes me feel happy, and the vocals in it are like super pretty. I really enjoy Gravity songs like 90% of the time. I feel like Starship has done something kind of interesting with them where like they're not like Monsta X Jr., though they do have some songs that are kind of like that. They sort of have their own vibe, and I also really liked their comeback Groovy from this year, but it didn't make it onto any lists. But I like when Gravity is like lighthearted and showing off their pretty vocals as opposed to being like tough and noisy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think this song is so fun. Just like a little guitar, a rumble, a little rat-a-tatty trap drum, and some boys like bouncing around and dancing and singing Smile and Cheese. And you know what? That's all I want sometimes.
Absolutely. No, when I saw the Gravity releases on the like list for the whole year, I was like, oh, I always really like Gravity. Like, or I guess not always. There has been at least one or two where I was like, I didn't love it. But I feel like they have a tendency to make very fun, groovy music. And yeah, similar to what you like, they're a group that I don't keep up with, but usually when they release something, I'll at least like watch it one time just to be like, oh, they're usually fun, like what they put out this time. So always happy to have Gravity around.
Okay, moving on to 8th place now, because we just had a tie. So in 8th place for 2023, we have New Jeans with Super Shy.
I'm super shy, but wait a minute while I make your mind, 떨리는 지금도 you're on my mind all the time.
So yeah, I talked about it a little last week that I wanted to give this my choreography award because I feel like it made a real like impact in that way. But something about this release, like the first time that I saw it, like the day it came out, for reasons I can't articulate because it doesn't sound like it, but this like reminded me of a like golden age of K-pop in just like the, I don't even know, just like in the what it is. Like New Jeans has a really specific New Jeansiness about them that everybody like really loves. And I've liked basically everything that they have put out in their like year and a half of being around so far. But like something about this is just kind of magical. Like the song is so, it's like so nothing. Like it's mostly just like chords, just like ha ha, and then like a little twinkly sound and a and that's like all that is happening. And it's so catchy and it just like gets stuck in your head, and the dance was so dynamic, and the like flash mob music video, and I don't know, it just like, I don't know, it had that indescribable K-pop something that like makes me love K-pop is like what I felt the first time I watched it. Like, this is what it's all about.
That's totally fair. I do think that New Jeans has like a very special something about them that like I've also really liked most of their releases. I really think only like one of their songs off of hearing it the first time I was like, oh, I don't love that. I don't always love their styling. In fact, I usually don't. That's usually my biggest complaint. And sometimes I like, what was it? Oh, the one OMG, that one where they had all of the like hats with the big floppy ears. I was like,
Yes.
I like this song, and I honestly feel like I cannot get behind this because I so vehemently oppose these fucking hats. But I didn't, but the rest of our class learned Super Shy for dance, and so for me, when I was, I think you and I put this actually like in the same place.
I think
like
we
we
did.
gave it the same amount of points. But it, especially like because of learning it in class, and like it is so catchy, and it is like the dance is really fun to watch, and one of those that like getting the details of it take time, but like just watching it a couple of times and you kind of get the like feeling for it, and it gets stuck in your head and will just absolutely stay there, like all the different parts of it, not just the Super Shy part, like the chorus, but like all of it, the little I want to go out with you, like it all it all gets stuck in your head.
You don't.
Yeah. I love it. But yeah, I feel like this song, I felt like I had to put it on the list because even though New Jeans isn't a group I keep up with very much, it very much felt definitive of this year. Like when I think of this year, I will think of this song. So it felt appropriate to put it on the list.
Great. I love it. Okay, moving on. 7th place is also a tie, and this is our last tie of the list. The top 5 did not tie with anything. So, in our first thing in 7th place, we have Taemin with Guilty. Yeah, Guilty also come up for 4 weeks in a row.
For sure. I mean, I know I had this. This was my number 3 pick.
Okay, really high
yeah,
up for
really,
you.
really high for me. Taemin always is. I'm such a fucking sucker for Taemin. Like, literally anything he does, including the goddamn Rizness. So like he can do no wrong in my eyes. I've never been disappointed with him. Knock on some wood right now because I don't know, who knows what he'll do next. But yeah, Taemin can do no wrong for me, and I just thought this was perfect. And if you didn't listen to our awards episode, I gushed so much about this release because I truly do think it's excellent. The EP as well as the title track and like the stages, the music video, the performance versions, the B-side he promoted, like absolutely everything from start to finish. Perfection.
Yeah. I think that Guilty ended up falling off of my list. And I think it's just because a lot of times when I know you can be mad at me if you want
No,
to.
it's fine.
But I
feel
think
always
that a
be
lot of times when I'm making these top 15 decisions, it like kind of comes down to, even though we do consider all things, like everything that goes into a comeback, you know, like is the music video fun? Is the choreo good? Like that's all like part of it. But I think for me, when it comes to being like ranking things, it's like as just a straight up song in my car, like if it comes on shuffle, like how excited am I to listen to it in the car? And I think that Guilty is one of those releases where like I feel like I need the visuals. Like not that it is a bad song, it's a good song, but I feel like Guilty is not like whole unless you were like watching Taemin do it. So I think that's why it ultimately ended up like falling off, because there are like other songs on this list that I enjoy just straight up listening to as like standalone songs.
Sure. That's fair in the sense that like Timeen is also a very visual artist. So like, and he's such a pleasure to watch that like, it's almost like, because part of me is like, well, when I listen to it, like I do very clearly see like
Yeah,
the
you
choreo
can
when I
imagine it,
I
sure.
watch it, but I also love the song, and it's like I totally disagree about it feeling incomplete, and like when it comes on shuffle, or like even before, like when I was making myself lunch earlier, I just like put in, but I like had one headphone in and I started to listen to Guilty, and then I was like, no, hold on, and I like needed to get both, and then I like started it over and turned it up and was just like, yes. So I had to have it on here.
No, that's why it's in 7th place.
Yeah. So what was your pick?
The tie for 7th place that I contributed by myself to this list is Memories by Rise. Yeah, so I picked this one because I think that it is my favorite of the 4 Rise releases that they have put out so far. And I have a very distinct memory attached to Memories now, which was all of us crowded around the windows in the press room at KCON being like, a new SM boy group is about to come onto that stage. What are they going to sound like? And having no idea. And then this song started and I was so pleasantly surprised at what it sounded like that it was so like hopeful and melodic and like, you know, kind of like jumpy and modern and fun, but then it also had like a weird squeaky kind of NCT like rap break for just a second, and like it all felt like a complete picture. And I was just so surprised at what they, you know, ended up being. And I just love the chorus of the song. It's so like soaring and beautiful, and it sounds like happy summer memories, and it was a great pre-debut for an SM boy group.
Nice. Yeah, we've definitely talked so much about Rise, especially in this last like month, that it's funny when we, because I know that we like kind of pace out the record or the publication of these episodes, but we
record
don't,
them all at once.
Yeah,
basically.
we record them all at once, and we also make our choices all at once. Like our choice, like what we choose as B-sides, like can inform what we then choose as awards, which then informs what we choose for top songs. So sometimes by the time we get to this episode, I'm like, I have nothing else to say about this because I've already said all of the things that I've wanted to say. So yes, Rise, very fun debut.
Yes, Rise, memories, fun, good, love it.
Next.
All right, moving into the top 5, we have no more ties left.
Sweet.
So our top 5 choice for 2023 is Card Icky.
Fuck yeah!
I'ma get 이기 갈수록 걸리는 걸 끝이 다가올수록 know what I mean
God damn it, I fucking love Icky. This is all me. This is purely me. This is my number.
I'm not mad at it. I don't disagree with the choice at all. It was a moment.
It was a moment.
It is a vibe.
Yeah.
It is a good song.
It is a good song. And I think, as I have said repeatedly on this show, it is like the full realization of what Card should be. And yeah, I just love it. I like don't know how else to put into words that I just think it is like raunchy and nasty and disgusting and perfect. But those are all the things that I think it is. And I love Icky. I love it. Like I've never loved a Card release before.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah, it's so fun. Like I just thought everything about Icky was fun, and it was my song of the summer. And so when it came down to it, like, and this year has been so long, so long, and also so short that like sitting down and like looking at the whole list and the whole year, whatever, because we put all of the titles in chronological order. I was like, oh shit, Icky was this year? Like it already felt like it was a long time ago. But then as soon as I remembered it, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Well, great. I'm really glad that it made it
Me
this far
too.
up to add some variety
Hell
to
yeah.
our usually, stereotypical, predictable ask me about K-pop lists.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad that a card song is in the top 5.
Sprinkle a little
honestly.
something new.
All right. Speaking of something new, in 4th place we have Triple S with Girls Capitalism.
Hell yeah.
I love myself. 나는 아름다워. In a beauty. 내 맘속에 나를 아낄래. In a beauty. 자신 있는 미적 태도. In a beauty. 누구보다 나를 더 사랑해줄 거야.
So we talked a lot about this one in our support girl groups episode, and I believe it was your recommendation the week that it came out.
Yeah, maybe.
And this is just such fun. This is such a fun song. Like, this is girl music. This is girl joy. This is everything. And the music video is so funny.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
It's so much funnier than it has to be. I just love the entire aesthetic and the concept of them being like the Mad Money high school club, and that they have like all of these rules for themselves, but they're kind of like cheeky, fun rules, like dance when you feel ugly. And they're just like having so much fun in the music video. And I
Yeah.
also love the big dance scenes, like when they're in their like white tracksuits with their Tims and like, being like, call me beauty, and like, I don't know, singing about loving yourself. And I don't know, it's just girl joy and I love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. The whole everything that Triple S has put out since they debuted has, I think, been super fun. Like the music is all really groovy and catchy, and it doesn't all sound the same, but it definitely all goes together. And yeah, it's just really, this song in particular is so cheeky and fun and like positive. And I think definitely like was such a pleasant surprise when I watched the music video, because a little bit of me is honestly a little bit just hesitant or skeptical whenever it comes to checking out a new group.
Sure.
And I just kind of always watch it with like bated breath. And especially when it was called Girl Capitalism, I was
Right.
like, oh no, like, what is this going to be? And that it was so fun and actually did feel like pretty self-aware about like what about its title and its sense of humor and its point. So I just thought it was really well done. Like everything that Triple S has done, I think has been great.
Wonderful. Love it. All right, moving into the top 3 already.
Oh shit.
So our number 3 choice for 2023 is Shiny with Hard.
We go hard. Hard like a criminal, hard like the beat. Hard like my flow, 너도 원했니? 밤이 녹을 만큼 뜨겁고 진한 새로운 hit 멈추지 못.
I mean, always a blessing to have a Shiny comeback.
Yeah, for sure.
And it had been 2 years. So
Yes. And
We needed
we absolutely needed it. And it's absolutely a guarantee that if Shiny comes out with something, it will be on our top 15 list. And this song, I think, when I was making my list, this was my number 1 pick for the whole year.
Okay.
And I think that it kind of makes me laugh that it was my number 1 pick, but it also was I didn't even question it when I sat down to
Okay.
start making my list. I was like, yeah, that one for sure. Because nothing puts me in a better mood than this song. Like
Okay.
when I first heard it and like when it was released, I like pulled up the music video and immediately was just like, whoa, like so much is happening right now. Like it's loud. Like this does not really sound like Shiny. Like what is going on? And the music video is like actually kind of simple because it's very like choreography focused with the exception of like the animations and stuff, but like there's not a lot of sets or like a plot or whatever. It really does focus on like the performance of it. And ultimately I think that like it only took one listen of it for me to get on board. Like by the time I was halfway through, like I was in it. And every single time this song comes on, like I can't do anything but turn it up. Like it's so good. It's so fun. Like I love putting it in my headphones, like as I'm walking to work and just being like, go, like just like walking around. I have like so much energy and I'm like walking to the beat. Like it's so great. It's like my pump up song. Like nothing, I can do anything if I have this song in my ears. I love it. I love Hard.
Well, I mean, I don't like disagree with you or anything at all.
But it
because
wasn't
made
on
it
your
to
list?
number three for no. No. It was. It was absolutely on my list. But all of the things that you just described are how I feel about Juice.
Oh, Juice.
Like,
Well, Juice.
Juice
Yeah, it does.
Is the song that like makes me go absolutely crazy and
That's
like
fair.
I can never skip it and it's like gotta go up so loud.
Well, but that's why
but
they go so well together. Like Hard gets you
Yes.
pumped and then Juice breaks you home.
yes. I totally get what you mean. This was on my list. It just wasn't as high as some other songs because I think in the grand scheme of the album, if I were to, which I would never want to, rank all of the songs on the album,
Sure.
like Hard would not be the number one song.
Fair.
And I think that I made the same argument the year that we had Don't Call Me.
Yeah.
And Atlantis, and I picked Atlantis
Yes.
over Don't Call Me because as I like just put it on and listen to it, like I pick Atlantis. And like, yeah, I don't know. It's not that I didn't like Hard. I like loved Hard. I don't even have complaints about it. It's not the same as like Don't Call Me where we
Yeah.
had to like really talk through it and be like, okay, it's 2021. This is what Shiny does now. What are we going to do? Like I was fine with this and it was so fun and they were so cheeky and like it was a great comeback and this song is like very good. It just like I don't know. You can call me a bad shawwalla if you want to. I just like let a few songs overtake it.
Oh
because
no!
I
mean,
liked them
it
more.
doesn't have to be number one. Just the way that you were hesitating to talk about it made me feel like maybe you hadn't put it on.
No, I absolutely did. It was just like in the middle. I think it was
Yeah.
like 5 or 6
No,
on my
totally
list.
fair.
It was there.
Totally fair. Well, those ones like these are just like, but it's just like my vibe. Like, is that a song
Yeah.
that whenever it came out, I was like, oh yes, or like started it over, or was like, wait, hold on, I wasn't actually, I didn't realize until halfway through that this song was even playing. I have to go back. And Hard
Right.
is absolutely one of those songs.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like if I miss the Hard, I have to go back and listen
You have
to
to go
it.
back.
Yeah, I have to go back.
I get it. All right. Our number 2 song for 2023 is Cupid by 50/50.
But still I want it more. I give a second chance to Cupid. 날 믿은 내가 정말 stupid. 보여줄게 숨겨와.
I mean, what a song.
Yeah.
I think this song probably, I haven't been looking at other people's lists yet because I didn't want them to inform mine.
Sure.
But I would imagine that this song made it high on a lot of year wrap up lists. It would also be incredibly high if the list were determined by sales and plays
Yeah.
and things like this because
Totally.
this song was a freaking phenomenon. I mean, specifically like the sped up English version that was popular on
Yeah.
TikTok, but even still, like earlier in the year, I was teaching a drama class at my dance class that was like or my dance studio that was like all 8-year-old girls, and every single one of them knew every single word to Cupid.
Wow.
Like, even like, I don't know. I feel like if a song is like good with the kids,
Yeah.
It was we said the same
popular.
thing about Love Scenario. Like,
Yep.
Love Scenario was popular with children, and that's how you know it's actually really popular.
Yes, so true, so true, so true. I know this song was it was so good, and it blew up so fast, and I thought that this was like unfortunately, it was just a single, and it was the only follow-up we ever got to the 50/50 debut EP, which I loved so much, and we talked about it a lot last year when it came out, and this, I think, was like a comeback that blew up so quickly, and then everything crumbled so quickly after that it just like, it was such a blur. I don't know. Everything with 50/50 this year didn't necessarily happen so fast, in the sense that like it really seemed to drag on throughout the year, but it was just like one of the fastest rise and falls I feel like we've seen and one of the like messier ones. So it was just, it almost like made me sad to put Cupid on the list just because of how everything ended up. But I love the song.
But I mean, it's such a good song that I feel like it needed its flowers anyway. And that, maybe someday we can all look back and, I don't know. The song is going to live on even if 50/50 doesn't.
True.
And so that, it's very bittersweet, but I just think that the vocals on this song are beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's so catchy, and there's like nothing, there's nothing to dislike about it. Like, I like everything about it.
I agree. It's like,
and
it's
the lyrics are funny. It's like, just like, I don't know, like a song about being like, I gave Cupid a second chance, and you know what? Like,
and he sucked.
He just keeps fucking up.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. It's sweet and cute, and like the dance was simple but like eye-catching, and I loved the combination of this like original 4 vocals together. So yeah, I do, for this brief moment in time, it was quite a shining star.
All right, it's time to find out what our number 1 song of the year was, and wouldn't you know it, I mean, you might not know it, but it's literally NCT Dojaejong Perfume. Who'da thunk?
Who'da thunk?
다시 한번 깊이 새겨
Woof. Yeah, I worry that I talked about this too much last week, and that I am once again like out of words and descriptions. But like, just a great song, just like a really good song. And I'm gonna look it up right now, because I feel like Kenzie wrote this song, because
it just has
that girl
that
never
feel.
lets me down. And I just want to believe. Okay, no Kenzie on here. That's fine. I just had to check, because
Sure.
it just feels so quintessential like SM boy group song, that I just had to check if she had a hand in it. But like, I don't know. This song is a perfect example of like why, despite all of the reasons not to, why I will never let go of my like SM stanness, is because music like this comes out of that company.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. I know. And there's just like something undeniable about music like this. Like, it's always gonna get me. If it is a funky, sexy, croony, get down jam, like, you got me. You got me. And this is just, it's like all body rolls and silk shirts and low cut V's. And that's all we need. That's all we need. There were
And just like vocals,
yes,
harmonies,
riffs.
Yes.
So good. So
It's just got all the
good.
pieces.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. They're like this was my number one.
Nice.
And that was the one that I didn't have to think about because there wasn't a song. This came out like, I don't know, early-ish in the year, May, I think. But there wasn't a song that came out after it all year that like invoked the same like immediate like
booty
ugh,
shaking.
feeling.
Yeah.
And there's also, it's a song that I never ever 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 skip if it comes up on shuffle. Like
Sure.
there are songs, even songs that I like really love, where I'll sometimes be like, the mood is not right. But I felt like this year the mood was never wrong to listen to Perfume. It was
It's always
right.
the mood for Perfume. Yeah.
Yes,
And if
that's
it
how I
wasn't the
felt.
mood, it is as soon as Perfume starts. Whenever
Exactly.
Perfume's playing is the mood and time for Perfume. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, this was so good. This is like, I mean, it's up there with Baby Don't Stop as like favorite NCT songs for sure. And like tragically, Baby Don't Stop is the only iteration of that duo we've ever gotten. And I don't know, I feel like if they made something now, it probably wouldn't sound like that just based on like what Taeyong's been up to lately, but I don't know.
Oh my God. That reminds me of like, I saw this TikTok the other day and it like did cement for me. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is why I can't get into NCT as a whole. It was a video of like a laser engraving something. And so it was making this like it was a crazy like laser noise video.
Laser.
And somebody
laser.
had stitched it and was like, somebody get this video to Taeyong immediately. Like, this is the most neo-coded sound and he needs to put it in a song. And it was like, okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I don't like construction noises and lasers and like...
Unless it's FX saying laser
Yes.
as the laser sound. Yeah, that's very silly and does feel very like quintessential, and because that listener is correct. Like it is a very, very NCT sound. But yeah, all that to say that this subunit of NCT was excellent, and I'm really glad that we got like a whole EP out of it. Like the Baby Don't Stop was just a one-off. Like we didn't get even a B-side from it. So it almost makes me a little bit hopeful that this is called Perfume the first mini album, as though mayhaps we will have more.
And that they were branded as NCT Dojejung because Baby Don't Stop is credited to NCTU.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So,
yeah, so
we'll
maybe
see.
it's, since they had their own little title, maybe it's something to come back to. I certainly hope so. I thought this was a great trio. Although I don't know, what's the Jung? I know Do-young and Jaehyun and
Jung Woo.
Okay, that's the one I didn't know. But hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad when it comes to NCT. I feel pretty good about that.
That's true. So that was our top 15 of the year.
Yes.
And now comes the part of this episode where we each get a concession of one song that didn't make the cut, but that either of us would like to speak on and give a moment in the sun before we wrap this year up.
Mm-hmm.
So my runner-up is probably going to feel like completely out of the blue, but I friggin' loved this song. So I give my runner-up flowers to Smooth Sailing by Signature. Yeah, so I just listened to this on a whim, I think, like the week it came out. Like occasionally I'll get bored enough to be like, what came out this week?
Yeah.
And I'll just like go check on releases. And I loved this immediately. And I wasn't sure what to think of it like when I clicked on it, because I think the last Signature thing I listened to was their debut. And I said on that Support Girl Groups episode that I found their debut disappointing.
Yeah, we both did.
Because the vocals were kind of lackluster and some of the girls in the music video like looked visibly scared and unready to be in a music video. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen to Signature. But like they're still around and I just thought this song was so fun. Like you guys know me and I said before and I'll say all the time, like if you give me a disco beat and you don't fuck it up, I will love it.
Yeah.
And this song just has like such fun, good vibes, and like the choreo was really cute, and it just like felt like summer and joy, and I really enjoyed it. And this was on like a little 4-song mini, and all of the songs were like pretty good. And yeah, I was just like, wow, look at you, how far you've come, Signature. So I was happy to see it and I loved this song. So that's what I wanted to give my runner-up shout out to.
Nice. Good choice. Good choice. My runner-up shout out is to Wavy, On My Youth.
All of those lies I told to you, all of those highs I stole from you, it was all of I can't even walk right.
Too much juice.
Too much juice. What's past is past, baby. I freaking love this song. It cracks me up. The like, blame it on my youth. I think it's so funny. Like I just always sing it in like such a silly voice. I like can't sing it seriously. But when it first started, like I think that this is such a perfect Wavy song. We haven't gotten a Wavy release in a little while, and it was really exciting when this came out. It has 6 of them in it because Lucas doesn't exist anymore.
He was at Taemin's concert the other night and he wrote on Instagram like, please wait for me.
Gas.
I'll be back soon. So I don't know. We'll see. Sorry, I just had to interrupt
No,
with that. Keep going.
Intriguing. I did not know that. But he's certainly not in Wavy. But also Win wasn't around for a while because he was doing acting things in China, and he is back. And it like feels like it was just like really nice to have him back in the comeback. And just like seeing I just felt like I hadn't seen his face in a while.
Yes.
And like I don't know, I felt like maybe I'd like watched some like reality with Wavy where he was gone, or I don't remember, but
he had totally
he'd been
like,
gone for a while, so it felt
time.
good to see him and to have them all back together. And when this song this song really cracks me up as like a perfect Wavy song because it is both incredibly like croony, over dramatic, perfect boy group music. Like when it starts out, it is so like oh God, what is that fucking Backstreet Boy song that they sing in the rain? You know, the song from Backstreet Boys. The whatever. It's you know what I'm talking about. Like getting on your knees and crying in the rain and like all of those lies I told to you. Like I love it, like the drama. And it's like so it like builds and they're like just like sad, so sad, and then the chorus like drops in because like the whole thing is because there's a Mandarin version and then I played a clip from the English version, and the whole thing is just like, girl, I treated you wrong and that was bad and you are right. that was a mistake. Like I did not do that well. I told you a lot of lies and I treated you bad, but baby, I was young. Like that's all it is. And the chorus is so funny and it just like goes back and forth between these like gorgeous vocals, like Kun and Xiaojun and Ten, like they just sound so beautiful. And then like Yang Yang and Hendry like come in and Win in the chorus with their like vocal fry and like Yang Yang being like way too much juice. And I'm like, who is giving what kind of apple juice? Like Yang Yang, what kind of juice are you having?
Which one of them is doing those Changmin notes in the chorus?
Oh, definitely Xiaojun for sure. That's got to be Xiaojun. He is the wailer of that group. He goes off on this one as well, which is so fun. He's such a good singer. His eyebrows are so intense. And yeah, I just love Wavy. So I was happy to, like, when I remembered that I had a runner-up, I was like, ooh, a perfect opportunity to celebrate the return of my beautiful sons.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm so glad. Well, that does it for 2023.
Wow, we did
Wow,
it.
we did it. We've had quite a year.
Indeed.
I mean, we started out this year having our big 5th birthday party, which was like so fun.
Such a good time.
And then we got to spend a weekend with One Us, which was such an honor and a privilege.
Indeed.
They were so wonderful. And I mean, it was a good year. It went by quick, but it also took forever. But we were happy to have all of y'all here with us to listen to us ramble about K-pop in your ears every other week.
Yeah, always a pleasure to spend the year digesting all the ups and downs here with y'all. And I hope that you join us next year for whatever the K-pop world may bring us.
Yes, absolutely. So everybody, please have a safe and happy New Year. And here's hoping that we have a Kwangya New Year's to watch this year.
And if nothing else, here is so deeply and sincerely looking forward to TVXQ.
Yes. Merry Christmas to all of us. We will have TVXQ on Christmas. I think when this episode comes out, that will exist. We're weeks away. Yes. When this episode comes out,
all right,
that will have been out.
Unofficial
so
recommendation from the past. Go listen to TVXQ because whatever it is that they just put out is probably fucking great.
I'm sure it is. And if you would like to tell us anything, share with us your favorite tracks of the year, or just say hey or correct us on why we're wrong, but be nice about it or whatever. We can be found at AMAKPopPod on Instagram. You can send us emails to AMAKPopPod@gmail.com. You can text us or send voicemails to 181-AMAKPop5. You can send us mail to P.O. Box 26096, Los Angeles, California 90026. At patreon.com/AMAKPopPod, we have special bonus episodes, video, audio, lots of fun things in between. You can join a special tier where you get to vote in polls or do things on episodes, and it's super fun. So join that if you want to. You can go to linktree/AMAKpop and get playlists for all of our end of the year episodes and any other episodes in which there would be a music playlist,
an applicable playlist. Yeah.
Same goes for our YouTube channel, where you can listen to the show, but also we make playlists where you can watch all the videos we might have talked about in an episode. And also on that link tree, you can find the link to join our Discord, where all day, every day, listeners from all over the world are talking about all their favorite K-pop things with each other, or talking about the show, or playing games, or I don't know. It's fun in the Discord. If you need K-pop friends, you should join it because they have a good time in there. And that's all the places. And until next year, we love you so much. Thanks for being with us this year and all the years. And here's to another great year of K-pop. We love you so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jonghyun, you're our inspiration.